everyone, I am Dr. Preeti Verma. I am taking subject analog circuits, and the topic that I was discussing in previous lectures was diode circuits. So today in this video I will be discussing about clamper circuit, that is one of the diode circuits that is made up of diode and some other components. A clamping network is one that will clamp a signal to a different DC level. Like we have seen in previous lecture that in clipping circuit, what we do, we just clip off a portion of the waveform. That portion we can clip selectively, we can clip off complete portion, or we can selectively clip a portion of the waveform by applying a DC supply. Other than that clamping circuit, there is a clipping circuit, there is a difference in the clamping circuit. In the clamping circuit, we have a provision in which we can change the DC level of the waveform. So in that we take that the magnitude of R and C that we use for the clamping circuit must be large enough so that we can have the time constant RC so large so that the voltage across the capacitor does not discharge significantly during the interval when the diode is not conducting. This is the circuit diagram for a clamper circuit. Here we can see we have a capacitor C and the diode D1 and load resistance RL. So these three we require to make a clamper circuit: a capacitor, a diode, and the load resistance across which we will be taking the output voltage, and the current will be flowing through this load resistance or through this parallel path of the diode. Here as an input I have taken this square waveform. In the previous discussion of clipping circuit, we have taken input waveform as sine. So here in clamper circuit also we can take input as sine wave or square wave or triangular wave. So these circuits, clipping and clamping, are the wave shaping circuits. So here I have taken a square wave to have a difference from the previous one in which we have taken the sine wave. So later on I will also show that how the circuit will behave for a sinusoidal input. So this is the input waveform with the peak magnitude of V and period of t, and it is positive for 0 to t by 2 and negative for the duration t by 2 to t. These two diagrams that are represented to show the working of the circuit for the positive and the negative cycle. The figure A, that is showing the circuit during the positive half cycle of the input, and the second one, that is figure B, is for the negative half cycle of the input. So here we can see for the positive cycle, when the positive voltage V appears, then the diode that was connected here in this manner, P and N, if we refer the previous circuit, so this is the circuit. So for the positive cycle, this diode will be connected in this way. P will be connected to positive and N will be connected to negative, means this diode will be short circuited. So that is shown here, the diode is short circuited, that is shown by a short circuited line here. So the diode is short circuited, means now this path A and B is having less resistance than the path D and E, because here as we have considered that the diode is an ideal diode. So here we do not have any resistance, and here we have a resistance value of R. So as we know that the current follows the low resistance path, so now the current will follow this path from V capacitance, and this path will be followed by the current flowing through the circuit. So for the positive half cycle, we do not get any output because no current is flowing through this resistance. current through the load resistance is 0, because the complete current is following this low resistance path in which we had connected the diode. For the next half cycle, that is for negative cycle, this polarity will be like this, negative and positive. And one more thing, during the positive cycle, this capacitor will be charged to a potential V by positive and negative polarity. As we have considered that the RC time constant is much larger, and this capacitance will be charged instantaneously when the current starts flowing. So, for the next cycle, negative cycle, what will happen? Here we have negative value of V, and this capacitance was charged to a value V during the positive half cycle. Now, the diode that was connected here like this is now connected to negative, and from this side it is connected to positive value. So, what will happen? The diode will be reverse biased and it will be acting as open circuit. Now, the current will follow this path and current will flow through the load resistance RL or R, and we get a voltage across this node E and F. So, that voltage VO is plotted here with the value of minus 2 volts. How this minus 2 volts is appearing? Because here the polarity on this battery is going from plus to minus, we have minus V. Then this capacitor is charged with positive and negative polarity to a voltage V. So, again we will have minus V, that is equal to this voltage V naught. So, finally, the V naught we get as minus 2 volt. This minus sign here indicates that the resulting waveform will be in with negative direction, or we can say the magnitude is minus 2 volts. So, what we have found that for the positive cycle there is no output, and for the negative cycle we are getting minus 2 volts at the output. So, we can say that the level of the input had been shifted from minus V to minus 2V volts. So, it has been double. So, initially it was V to minus V, total it was 2V for positive and negative cycle. So, total amplitude here is also 2V, but complete in the negative direction. This is the same circuit that we have discussed. So, taking some other examples to clarify more about the clamper circuits. Here I have connected a battery DC voltage, that is voltage V1, like we did in the clipping circuit, the biased clipping circuit. Similarly, we have biased clipper circuit. So, we can name this circuit as a biased clipper circuit, and the biased clipper circuit could be a positive biased clipper circuit and a negative biased clipper circuit. So, here when the positive cycle will appear, this output is shown for the same input that we have discussed earlier, the square wave. So, here we have a square wave as input with time t, and this is V in. This is V voltage and this is minus V voltage. So, what will happen for the positive cycle? This is P and this is N. So, here we can see the diode that is connected, P side is connected to V in through the capacitance, and N side is connected to positive value of V1. So, for the positive cycle, P and N both are connected to the positive polarity of the voltage. Now, how we can identify that diode will be forward biased or reverse biased? By taking the magnitude of V in and V1. When V in is more positive than V1, then this diode will be forward biased. At that time the P side will be connected to the more positive value as compared to the positive value towards the N side of the diode. So, up to the point when V1 is less than V in, the diode will be reverse biased, and we have seen when diode will be reverse biased, only then the current will follow this path and we get output. So, here in the output we can see, if I plot here the input also, if it is the input, so here we can see up to this level the value of V1 is less than the V in is greater than V1 beyond this point. So, whenever V in will become greater than V1, the diode will become forward bias. So, as soon as beyond this point, when V in rises above the V1 level, the diode is forward bias and we do not get any output beyond this point. And so, for the positive cycle, we get a voltage of V1, that is the DC voltage that is connected here. For the negative cycle, when the negative cycle appears, then here we will be having, this will be negative and here we have positive for the negative cycle. So, at that time this diode that is connected here with positive value of V1 and here we have negative V in. So, in this duration the diode will be off for the complete negative cycle. So, for the complete negative cycle we will get the output. Now, the point is that what will be the magnitude of the output. So, this capacitance that was charged to voltage V in the positive half cycle and now the negative cycle has appeared. So, in the similar way that we have seen in the previous one, minus to plus moving, we have minus V, then we get minus V and the V out voltage VO. So, for the negative cycle we get minus 2V, that is minus 2 times of the maximum value of the input voltage. So, that is shown here. In the positive cycle we get the output when the diode is reverse biased, that is up to the point when V in is less than V1. For the negative cycle, complete negative cycle, the diode is reverse biased and we get a complete output for the negative cycle with the magnitude of minus 2 volts. This is another circuit, another clamper circuit in which the polarity of this battery is reversed. Now, we have this diode connected with the negative value of V1 and at the P side we have V in. This V in will be positive for the positive cycle and negative for the negative cycle. So, this diode D for the positive cycle will be, this is P and this is N. So, for the positive cycle, as this will be connected to this positive value and this N side is connected to the negative potential. So, for the positive cycle this diode will be short circuited and the circuit will look like this short circuited diode, and here we have battery, here we have input positive and negative and load resistance RL. So, what will happen, as this is the low resistance path, so current will follow this path and current flow like this, and this capacitor will be charged to the amplitude of the input voltage during the positive half cycle. But as there is no current flowing through the load resistance, so there will not be any voltage appearing across this load resistance. What will be the voltage across this? That will be between these two nodes, and between these two nodes the voltage is V1 and that V1 is negative. So, that negative V1 is represented here. Next, for the negative half cycle, here we have negative and here we have positive. So, the diode that is connected, now it is connected to minus V in and this capacitor was charged to voltage V, and this side is also connected to minus V1. This is P and this is N. Now, on the both side of the diode we have negative voltage. So, when this minus V in will be less negative than minus V1, then the diode will be forward biased, and when it will be forward biased, we will not get any current across this and we will get the voltage V1 across these 2 points. So, for that we have this point, and after this point, as the V input becomes more negative than the V1, then this diode becomes reverse biased, and here the current starts following this path and the voltage will be minus V is equal to V naught. So, we get minus 2 V volts for the negative cycle of the input. This is another clamping circuit. So, the first diagram that we have discussed for the clamper circuit, that is in which we have clamped the one portion and we have seen that its magnitude was in the negative side it was doubled. So, here with this what we can have, the diode is connected in opposite polarity, this is P and this is N. So, for the positive cycle the diode that is here P and N. So, for the positive cycle it will be connected to positive voltage and it will be positive, and here we will have negative. So, for the positive cycle it will be connected to positive here and it will be connected to negative. So, the diode will be reverse biased for the positive half cycle. So, when it is reverse biased, it will be acting as an open circuit and current will follow this path, and here the voltage V and across this we have V. So, the total voltage will be 2 V volts appearing at the output. During the negative half cycle, for the negative half cycle this diode will be forward biased. Here we will have this diode as negative cycle, it will be connected like this P and N. So, it will be forward biased during negative half cycle. So, it will be short circuited and current will follow this path. So, we do not get any output voltage for the negative half cycle of the input. This is the circuit with the reverse polarity of the diode with positive biasing, in which the diode that is connected, the P side of the diode is connected to positive V1. So, P is always connected to positive V1. At the N side we have input voltage that could be a positive input and a negative input. So, when it will be a negative input, so this diode will be forward biased. So, for the complete negative cycle this diode will be forward biased, and for the positive cycle this will be forward biased till the point V1, positive V1 is greater than positive of V input. So for the positive cycle, if this condition is satisfied, then the diode will be forward biased, and for the negative cycle, it will always be forward biased. So for the positive cycle, this is level of V1. So up to the point when V1 is greater than V in, there will be a DC value of this forward bias that will be appearing across this V1. As soon as this point, the V in voltage increases beyond V1, the diode becomes reverse biased, and when it becomes reverse biased, the current starts following this path and we get the output voltage, and the magnitude of the output we can find in the same manner. This is V and here we have V, so that will be a positive 2 volts appearing across this diode, across the load resistance. For the negative half cycle, I told that for the complete negative cycle, the diode will be forward biased and the current will follow this path, and there will be no current through the load resistance. So the voltage across the load will be the voltage across the node A and B, that is positive V1. So for the negative cycle, this positive V1 voltage will appear across the output. Here the polarity of the battery is reversed. Now with this diode, the P and N, so the P side is connected to minus of V1 and N side may be connected to positive V in for the positive cycle and negative V in for the negative cycle. So as P is connected to the negative cycle for a negative input, so for the positive cycle, this diode will be reverse bias for the complete positive cycle. When V input will be negative, then this diode will be forward biased when this N becomes more negative than minus V1. So that minus V in becomes more negative than V1. Only then this diode will be forward biased. So that is shown in the output. For the forward positive cycle, this diode will be reverse biased. This will be acting as open circuit, and here we are having positive V. The capacitor will get charged to V voltage. So the total voltage that will appear across the output is 2V. So during the positive cycle, we get 2 volts at the output. In the negative cycle, the diode will be forward biased when V in becomes more negative than V1. So this is the minus V1. Beyond this point, the V in, if it is the V in, so beyond this point, the V in will become more negative than V1, means after this point, the diode will become forward bias. And when the diode becomes forward bias, there will be no current across this load resistance. So beyond this point, we do not get any output. The voltage that appearing across the output remains the same, that is the V1 voltage, that is the DC supply that we have applied to bias this clamper circuit. This is an example of clamping circuit with sinusoidal input and with the value of DC of 10 volts. So here we have a sinusoidal input of magnitude 20 volts, that is varying from minus 20 to plus 20. So for the positive cycle, as this is the diode, this side is connected to V in may be plus 20 or it may be minus 20 depending upon the positive cycle or the negative cycle of the input. On this side we have minus 10 volts. This is P and this is N. So, as the P side is for the positive cycle, the P side is connected to negative and N side will be connected to the positive. So, for the complete positive cycle, the diode will be reverse biased. Diode will be reverse biased means for the complete positive cycle, our output will appear across this load resistance. For the negative cycle, here at this side we have minus 10, on this side we have minus 20. So, till the point when P side is less negative than the N side, the diode will be forward biased, and when this P side becomes more negative, the diode becomes reverse biased. So, this is 20 volts. Here we will get 20 volts charge across this capacitance and here 10 volts. So, applying the KVL, we get the peak magnitude as 30 volts in the positive cycle, and in the negative cycle the voltage that appear across this is minus 10 volts. Determine V naught for the network that is given here. The input here is given as a square wave. For the positive cycle, the magnitude is 10 volts. For the negative cycle, the magnitude is 20 volts. Here we have DC of 5 volts and the diode is connected with in this polarity. The P side is connected to the 5 volts of the supply, 5 volts DC, and N side is connected to the input side. So, what will happen for the positive cycle? For the positive 10 volts, here we have 10 volts that is appearing across this input terminal. Here we have capacitor of 1 microfarad and a voltage of 5 volts. Load resistance taken here is 100 kilo ohm. So, the frequency here is 100 hertz. So, what will happen for the first taking the negative half cycle? Here the negative 20 volts will appear. For the negative cycle, the diode will be short circuited, and as it is short circuited, so the current will follow this path and current will flow like this and capacitor will be charged to a voltage level. So, applying KVL, we can write moving from plus to minus, that is minus 20, minus to plus, that is plus Vc, and this minus 5 volts. So, we get Vc, that is voltage across this capacitor, as 25 volts. So, the capacitor is now charged up to 25 volts, and now the next cycle of the input appears, that is the positive cycle. Now, the diode will be open circuited and the current will follow the path through the load resistance R. Now, applying the KVL, we can write from minus to plus, that is plus 10, then from minus to plus we have plus 25, then a drop from plus to minus, that is V naught. So, V naught we get as 35 volts in the positive half cycle of the input. So, that is represented here during this duration T1 and T2. What we have? We have a constant DC that was applied 5 volts, and for the next cycle we get output as 35 volts in the next cycle. Here nothing is represented. So, at the delay of this T1 we will get the output that will appear across the load resistance. Next problem, the circuit. This is very common circuit that we have discussed earlier. One diode and one resistance is here. it is a clipping circuit, and the input given here is a sinusoidal waveform of 20 volts, plus 20 volts and minus 20 volts. So, now though two questions are there. One is to determine its DC level assuming that diode is idle, and in the second case the diode is taken as silicon diode with a drop of 0.7 volts. So, what will happen if we talk about the first part, that when the diode is idle? When the diode is idle means there is no voltage drop across this diode. So, as this is the P and N side of the diode, so for the positive cycle this diode will be reverse biased and we do not get any output. For the negative cycle the diode will be forward biased and it will be short circuited and the current will follow this path. So, an output voltage similar to that of input will appear across the output. So, the DC level was also to be calculated. So, here I have written half wave rectifier. So, this circuit while discussing the clamping circuit, I told you that the half wave rectifier is a type of the clipping circuit that clips off either positive or the negative waveform. So, for the half wave rectifier circuit we have VDC as Vm by pi. So, that we can find as 20 volts multiplied by 0.318 and we get minus 6.36, and this negative sign is showing that the pulse that we are getting is at the output will be in opposite polarity. What will happen if we take a silicon diode? So, when we take a silicon diode, the circuit was like this. This is V in. So, in the previous one we have not considered the drop across this. So, if we consider it is a diode, so it is having a drop of 0.7 volts. So, the maximum voltage that will appear across this load will be the peak of the input Vm minus the voltage across this diode. So, that is 20 volts minus 0.7 volts, and that is the 19.3 volts that will be appearing across the load resistance. Next numerical problem, for plot the output waveform for the given input. Here we have two parts, one is for the sinusoidal input and the second one is for the square wave with the positive amplitude of 20 volts and the negative it is having minus 10 volts. So, here the circuit is similar to that of previous one. Here we have V as 5 volts, this is the 5 volt supply here that is connected along with this input. So, this is similar here, this 5 volts will get added or subtracted depending upon the polarity. So, the sinusoidal, for the sinusoidal input what will happen here? If we have a sinusoidal input, so for the positive cycle, if it is V in, so for the positive cycle we have V in plus 5 volts that will appear across the output. So, that is shown here, the output that is appearing will be V in plus 5 volt. This circuit is similar to the previous numerical problem with the addition to the 5 volt DC supply that is added. So, the amplitude of the output will rise by 5 volts due to the application of the DC voltage. Then when the negative cycle appears, it will start falling, and if you see the figure, this is P side and N side of the diode. So, this will be positive, and for the negative cycle here we have positive, negative and positive. So, this side is connected to positive. So, when the N side is less positive than P side, then the diode will be forward biased. So, up to this point we will get the output. After that the diode becomes open circuited and we do not get any output beyond that point. So, what will happen if we apply the given square wave? So, for the given square wave, for the positive cycle the magnitude is given as 20 volts. So, for the 20 volts the diode will be short circuited and the output will be 20 plus 5, that is 25. For the negative cycle we have 10 volts of magnitude given in the question. So, that is minus 10. So, here we get plus to minus, so it will be minus 10 plus 5, that will appear across this resistance. So, that we get as here at the output, that is 2.5 volts at the output, and for the negative cycle that is 0. So, the output for the positive cycle that is 25 volts and for the negative cycle that will be 0 volts, because the diode will not conduct. This is the numerical problem based upon full wave bridge rectifier. So, here 2 diodes are there and 2K resistances. So, how we can plot its output waveform? For the positive cycle this will be open circuited, this will be short circuited, and these two resistances have been simplified and connected like this. So, for the positive cycle we get this pulse of 5 volts. So, that will appear across this load resistance in this full wave bridge rectifier. So, for the next cycle we will again get 5 volts of the output, and the effect of removing the 2 diodes from the bridge configuration was therefore to reduce the available DC level to the following, that DC level will be 2 VO max by pi, and that we get as 3.18. Further with the same unit I will continue in next lecture. Thank you.